So one, I've got Jamar Chase. I've seen
Consensus.
some people who like Waddle and Smith over Chase. I don't see that at all. Like I think Chase is going to be come to the league and be like one of the best yak guys in the league just off the bat.
Yeah.
Like he didn't play in 2020, so like there's a little bit of recency bias, I think, with people putting like Smith and Waddle over him.
Yeah.
But like in 2019, he was dominant. Him and Joe Burrow were one of the best QB wide receiver duos we've seen in recent years in college football. Like he can do it all. Like he's a good route runner, good athlete. He performed better at his pro day than people expected. Like if that was even possible. Yeah. Which helped his draft out again, if that's even possible.
4.4, jumped like 46.
Exactly. But in every way, he's just a good wide receiver. Two, I've got Waddle. I just think like him and Smith, I think, is really close, but I just like the speed with Waddle, and like Waddle, I think, is more like a conventional NFL receiver prototype, which is like the kind of like burner, like your deep threat, your Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Jackson, kind of like that. He's just crazy fast. He's coming off the injury, which hopefully he hasn't done any of the pro day stuff, so I'm sure he's fine, but he should have healed by now. He played in the championship game, or tried to at least, and did not look even remotely like he should have been playing, but I don't think that'll be an issue. Like I think he'll go top 12 picks. Like I think Eagles at 12 is the latest he'd go. I'd love for him to slip 15 to the pass, but I just don't see that happening. 3, I've got Smith. I think the concerns about his frame are valid, but I also think they're being a little overrated. It's like you got guys like Calvin Ridley, Isaac Bruce, like smaller receivers who have both now and in the past in the NFL who have been able to be productive and elite. Like Calvin Ridley's an elite receiver.
When you're that fast and that good at running routes, it doesn't really matter.
Smith's like Ridley, but I think probably a more polished route runner, better hands, better athlete. Like I think he'll be just fine in the NFL. I've got Rashad Bateman at 4. Just a really good receiver. Again, kind of like your more traditional possession type receiver, but he had another guy who performed better athletically at his pro day than a lot of people expected. So I think he's another guy who's going to go in that 12 to 20 range. I'd be surprised if he made it past there. Mm-hmm. And then Elijah Moore from Ole Miss, who I'm really high on. Just classic slot guy. Ridiculous hands, really polished route runner. I don't think he had a drop in his college career, at least last year. His hands are ridiculous. Yeah. They seem like the Patriots, if they can somehow figure out a way to get him, replacing Julian Edelman over the middle.
Yeah, and he's so tough, Oh.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the Ole Miss wide receiver thing, Andrew before, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf. They just Ole Miss just seems to be on a hot streak of just breeding NFL wide receivers right now.
Yeah.
And then Cadarius Tony from Florida. He's another kind of slot-ish kind of guy. He's just super athletic, just big play guy. He's got some character issues, which I think all his character stuff was his freshman year, and he's been pretty much a choir boy ever since then. But still, I don't know exactly how much teams are weighing that in. I don't think a ton, so I think he'll still go first round, if not very early second. And then Terrace Marshall from LSU. He's he didn't have a great situation last year. There was obviously a drop-off between Joe Burrow and the next guy at LSU, but still very productive, good, bigger receiver. I've seen Devontae Parker comparisons to him, which I think is pretty accurate. It's a bigger, good athlete. Can just go up and get it.
Yeah.
Rondell Moore from Purdue, who I like. I'm a little low, but I think this wide receiver class is really good. Again, I just think it's a super good class. Moore is really fast, small. He's a smaller guy, but he's strong. He's really muscular, and he's tough. He had some opt-out stuff last year, so he's a little on and off the field. And I just think he's a good player, good inside receiver. And then Josh Palmer, I think I'm the only guy who has him on my list, unless Jack does, out of Tennessee. He's kind of I'm higher on him than I think a lot of people are. Just if you just watch his Senior Bowl tape, like just the clips of his one-on-ones, you just like see him going up against guys like J.C. Horn and just like torching them.
Yeah.
On routes. Like he's just a really good route runner, really good hands, fast. I think has a chance to be one of the better receivers from this class, especially compared to where he's going to be going.
Yeah.
And that 10, De'Ami Brown from North Carolina, he's pretty polarizing. I mean, I don't think anyone has him below like a 3rd round grade, but like Chris Sims, who we've referenced a couple of times, has him as his number 3 receiver and really likes him. I like him, but not that much. I think he's fast, good hands, a little big play dependent. Also played with a ridiculously good quarterback in college and not in the ACC, which is not a very good conference. So I don't think those are huge factors, but I think De'Ami Brown's going to be a guy in the 2nd round who's going to be good.
Yeah. Looks like we're on the same wave up until 5. I had Tony over Moore solely for the fact of Tony's like just athleticism and elusiveness. And you see his tape of him breaking tackles and getting by defenders and throwing them off. He just kind of has this knack for knowing like what defenders like. He has a knack for the angles and where to go, where to cut, find open space. I think at the next level, that's going to be huge. But same thing with Moore. Like route running is massive. You can make up for a lot because you know how to run routes. You know how to mislead defenders. Those two I think are very interchangeable. I do have Tony ahead just for like the size and just his after the play ability or after the catch ability. But again, either one of them could be the 5 or 6. Terrace Marshalls, again, big guy, 6'3". He's going to be able to win jump balls. It's going to be something good. His stock has fallen a little bit, obviously, as you said, with LSU's step back from arguably the best season ever in college football. So, and then I have De'Ami Brown 8. De'Ami Brown's big, and he's really good at running deep routes. He is dependent on that. He doesn't have a lot in terms of middle routes or even short routes at all, really. He's a big play guy, but he's got this little 2-step move that he seemed to master that defenders it just makes him able to cut and they can't really read it. And he just gets open. He's quick. He can get by defenders. And in a league where you're seeing the Chiefs and he's not Tyreek Hill fast, but having that over-the-top elite dimension to your offense just opens everything else up. So I think he's a guy that gives that to whatever team takes him. And I think they're going to get great value in the late 2nd, probably round, is where I think I'm going to have he should be going. And then Rondell Moore, again, just crazy fast. Like, you get the ball in his hands and just let him make a play. His size is little something to be worried about, 5'9", but again, in the slot.
I think 5'8".
5'9", 180. He's listed at.
No, I think his pro day came in at like 5'8", maybe in 5'7".
Really? No, I don't think he's that small. But he's a small dude. Again, you get banged up quick. You could just get lit up by bigger guys. I still think he'll be a great NFL receiver. I think he's going to help whatever team takes him. And then I have him on St. Brown at 10. I really like Brown, 6'1", 195, big dude. Playmaker, just good hands, runs solid routes. Just a guy you can't really miss on. I don't think you're not taking him and he's going to be Devontae Smith or Rashad Bateman, but he's going to be a good number 2 receiver, I think, in this league.
Yeah, totally with you. I'll just kind of fly through mine. I have Bateman over Devontae Smith, which sounds a bit ridiculous, and it probably is. But I'm kind of I have concerns about Devontae Smith's size, and I think, teams play press coverage on him. It's going to be a problem. He can get open like no other. I just think you got to pair him with the right quarterback that's able to take the time and get the ball to him. Because I don't think he's going to be able to run a ton of short routes at the next level just because he's just going to get pushed around. Which is unfortunate. I mean, I really like the player. I think he'll probably end up being very good. It's just I don't think he's got the playmaking ability of the Rashad Bateman, who I think just can go up and get the ball and has hands basically as good as Chase in this class, which is just really impressive. And then sliding down, I love Elijah Moore. I think, we were talking about how He's not afraid of the physical aspect. He's only 5'9", but he'll take hits over the middle. Like he doesn't care, and that's for how quick he is and like how willing he is to do that. It's just like that'll be invaluable in the NFL. I like Terrace Marshall a lot. What? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say every good slot wide receiver kind of needs to have a screw loose as far as that.
Totally.
Moore has that. He's willing to lower himself into a 4-inch tall, bigger
I think you
safety.
see that a little bit with him, which I mean, maybe not for his health you love, but I kind of love it for his ability as a player. And then, I love Terrace Marshall. His size is great. Diami Brown, I think, in the right situations, like he's got really good wide receiver 1 potential, whereas some other guys are probably going to be more of a secondary guy. I don't know if he'll ever reach it, but I think as far as in terms of ability to be like the number 1 option on a team, he's up there. And then Tony is, I think I saw a stat that he had the most like blown tackles, broken tackles, something like that in all of the SEC, which is just ridiculous. He's so fast. He's just explosive and so hard to bring down in the open field. So he's really just like he's a little more raw, but he's like, you get the ball into his hands, he's going to make a play. Tylan Wallace, I really like out of Oklahoma State. I think is someone that could sneak up on people and go earlier than you think. Maybe, second round, like middle of the second round. And then Jalen Darden's like more of a late round guy that I love, just because like although he played at North Texas, Mean Green or Big, however they call it, the Green Machine. He had 19 touchdowns in 9 games last year. So obviously the production is ridiculous. So he's just someone I think, he's probably going to be like a 3rd or 4th round guy, but he'll be great. I didn't put him on here, but I love Simi Fehoko out of
let's jacket his. So there's some other guys I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, of course. I just want to talk about Simi Fehoko, who I didn't get on the list, but when I was watching Davis Mills' tape, I was like, who is this kid? Like, he made some catches I really couldn't believe. So he's more of like a 4th, 5th, 6th kind of guy, but I think he'll be good.
And one note on Darden, like one comp I like for him is kind of like a McCole Hardman type, like a guy who can come in and be like not like a gadget player, but kind of just like he's a guy who can like turn like a screen pass into 80,
totally.
And like that, and he'll probably, I'm assuming he returned kicks at North Texas. I know, I'm assuming he'd be able to do that in the league. Just like a
super
guy,
versatile.
Love just a guy who's like okay being like the 3rd or 4th option on a good offense, and just has that ridiculous big playability and just electric speed.
Yeah, and Jack, you got anything to add? A couple names we missed, something like that?
I basically had a pretty similar list to all of you guys. One guy who I love, I've got to agree with Andrew here, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love him. He kind of has a similar thing what happened to him as Chuba Hubbard, where he kind of had a tough 2020 season, but a crazy 2019 season. People are saying that he even like regressed in 2020, which is definitely tough. Maybe is it bad that I'm backing a guy who people are saying that happened to, that possibly, but I still really love him. It's clear he has the skill. The main issue with him is that there's like concentration issues with him, that he'll just kind of become like a space cadet when he's on the field. Especially in like
N'Keal Harry vibes.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe you can blame some of that on like the COVID season, no fans in the stands. His heart wasn't in it. Hopefully he gets drafted somewhere. He gets straightened out by his coaching staff in the NFL. And the talent's obviously there for him. So I put him at my number 8, actually. I'm riding him. But other than that, I think all my other guys were mentioned on the draft board. I am Smith over Bateman. So Devontae Smith at 3, Bateman 4. But other than that, basically the same as what you guys all have.
Yeah, awesome. Do you guys want to talk about some other like late round guys you like? I have to pee really
I got
quick.
one. It goes kind of in the same vein as Nikhil, again, I'm still giving Nikhil time, but you get a guy with physical tools. Sage Surratt, 6'3", 215. Like, that's a guy that's going to win one-on-one. Like, he's going to get up and get the ball over whoever's guarding him. I think if you use him in the right way, if you get him into a team where he's not going to get doubled and he's in one-on-ones, he's going to win one-on-ones if you just throw it up to him. So he's definitely a guy to look out for teams in later drafts who have their wide receiver / pass catcher or got that all figured out, and take him and add just a monster who could just win matchups and win jump balls. Just always good get an athlete like that in there.
Yeah. Some guys, this isn't really late round, but Tutu Atwell from Louisville, he's tiny, or not tiny, he's on the shorter side, but ridiculous.
5'9", 165. He's a
smaller guy, but ridiculous speed.
Yeah.
I think he'll go second round just because of his speed. But some other like later round guys, I like Amari Rogers from Clemson a lot. Is like another kind of he's not totally like a slot guy, but like he can go over the middle, he can go deep, good route runner, smart player. He's been at Clemson forever, played with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
He's played in big games. Nico Collins from Michigan is another guy I like. Yeah. He's like a big kind of just like possession, not possession, but like just a bigger receiver. I think he's like 6'4", I think. Just kind of go up and get it guy. And then one more, Anthony Schwartz from Auburn.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He's like
4.26. 4.26 in the 40.
He's like an Olympic. I think he ran. Didn't he not run track?
Yeah, he ran like a 10-minute 100.
He was a champion.
Or 10-second 100.
He was NCAA champion in the 100.
Yeah, exactly. Just ridiculously fast. So like
4.26, bro.
He'll be able to find a place.
The team will definitely take a flyer on him, like round 5 or 6, something like that. It's just can't coach that speed. And like hopefully you can figure out the rest once he gets to the league.
Yeah. All right.